So lately I've been doing some work on the bench room here. I'm in semi-retirement now. I do very little production work, so the emphasis is on making this an enjoyable space. I've been kind of at work on this for a couple years. I started some of the process back then, but it's accelerated lately. And in the last couple weeks I've devoted a lot of time to doing the upgrades to the bench room. So as you can see, I've painted all the fixtures green with a orange shellac trim, and the walls are cream colored. The cream color I really like. I used to have just flat, or just white and walls, and it almost hurt my eyes. It was just harsh. So the idea is to have the bench room to be a pleasant place to be. Plus, I'm also trying to gear up to do videos and stuff, and I want it more presentable. There's still a few more things to do. The bench needs to be painted the hunter green. The floors are hideous, and I really need to do something about the floors. If anyone out there is local to Seattle and would like to trade some shop time or woodworking or furniture or whatever for them doing my floors, I'm all ears. I'd love to hear it. So anyway, let's do a little around the shop, and I'll get into the specifics of what I've done. So I started this whole process here. If you've taken one of my classes years ago, this used to be where all the router tables were. A couple of years ago, I took the router tables out of here, put them into the machine room, trying to get more sawdust and noise out in there, and isolate the bench room to its quiet and less dust. But I shellacked this top, and this became my area where I did the ebony pegs. So down here on the end, I have the mortising machine, a little block here that houses all my hollow chisels. Up here is my AR3As on speaker stands. These are all the blanks for ebony pegs and such, the square rods. They're eventually going to get hung on the wall here. Down here is the disc sander. This starts the process of ebony pegs, buffer, sanding, and the cutoff with the bandsaw. This is new, this palm green burial speed buffer. On this end, I've got this sanding mop mounted, and this is an experiment. I'm hoping to do better with the ribbon pull. When I get some results, I'll do a video on that. And down here you see I have the second drill press, and here's all the fences and stuff for the drill presses. So before we leave this area, up above I'm going to hang a structure that holds my backdrops for photography. So I can just come over here, roll these guys down, and do my photographing furniture really quickly and easily. So also to that end, photographing furniture, here's all my lights and stuff already set up. These guys, these soft boxes, these in particular are a pain to set up. So here they're already there. All I got to do is pull them down and put them in place. So this is one of the biggest changes, is these were these ugly shelves. If you've been to my shop or watched the videos, you saw these ugly shelves with all this crap in them, just kind of disorganized. Well, one of the reasons the shop looks so clean now is all the disorganization is in there. Anyway, it covers it all up. I clad the metal shelves with doors. I had to make face frames first to plant onto there, and that was a little bit of a pain. But now everything is inside here. It looks much nicer, and I love looking at these green doors rather than junk. So all that junk is in here now. Everything put away, kind of not so neatly, but kind of my general way of disorganized organization. So my Tormac station I did a few months back. Tormac, water stones, all the accessories up there, some of them up here, and baby Advent speakers up here. Shop wouldn't be a shop unless it was wired for sound. So down here we have my new clamp racks. I posted this a few days ago, and I got a lot of comments about, boy, you've got a lot of clamps. Well, to tell you the truth, I had to thin out quite a few to get it down where that all fit on here. I'm no longer doing classes, so I don't have to have that many clamps. If you're local to Seattle, I've got some clamps for sale. Anyway, everything has its place. Right here, I've still got some open spaces. There might be some new innovative clamps come out that I just can't live without. Accessories up here. And so let's move down here and take a closer look down here. There was some discussion on my Instagram post about limiting where the clamps can't fall off the end, especially those ones up above. On my old clamp rack, I did have them fall off a couple times, so I put a little stop right here. And here we have glue, brushes. Here's my straight edge, banana clamp. And down below here, I'm still going to put another wall plaque here that holds wet rags and my mallet. So to finish off the glue up area, clamp rack area, my old ugly glue up table, still kind of old and ugly, but I painted it green. So it kind of matches in and it blends in and it's less ugly. So here's Bentley, shop cat. If you saw Bentley walking around with his tail up in the air, you'd know why he's called Bentley. He sleeps there at the end of my bench sometimes, comes in, wanders in, stays a couple hours, and then wanders back out. So these cabinets were done last summer, just before Mark came to film the Fremont Chester Drawers video series. If you are watching that series, you will see these were in place then. Down at this end of the cabinets, I have my coffee maker. This is going up on the wall. My granddaughter Haley has been following and watching Bob Ross videos on YouTube. She gave that to me. I have another granddaughter, Skylar, who's doing some artwork now too. I'll get some of hers and hang it on the wall as well. A little further down, I have my computer, my two screens. Up here you see I have my webcam. This is this turns on when I'm doing web seminars and it lights my face up. And going further down, you see my vintage stereo gear. I'm going to probably bring one more receiver down. I forget how many Marantz receivers I have. This is a Sansui. I've got several more Marantz. I want to power, the baby Advents are not powered right now, but I need a separate amp for them. My AR-10 Pi speakers. So that's a total of 3 sets of speakers. These are my favorite speakers. Down here I have my printer and CD player. So this is my main bench. It's going to have some roll-around casters on it soon, so when I do photography and I really need the space, I can move it out of the way. The other bench down here already has the casters, so it moves out of the way easily. And this guy, let's take a look up here. This guy is going to hook on a rail that I put up there, and he holds the camera, and I can move that rail back and forth and get it right over top of my vise for doing videos. So you can see on this wall, what I've done is I've taken all my old photos that are on foam core that I used to go to shows with, and I planted them on the wall. A lot of these photos are outdated anyway. If I was doing shows now, I probably wouldn't have a lot of these on display. But anyway, let's take a, I'll pan up there. It goes all the way to the ceiling. So, like I said, there's plenty of work left to do in here, a lot of little things mainly, and some adjustments along the way. I'm probably going to do more to the machine rooms as well. I'm not sure if we're going to paint all the walls cream color or not. I probably do the floors. Here's where I spend most of my time, but I'll be doing some more work in the other rooms as well.